Hello and welcome to Reginaldesq. I'm Underhook and this is my look at Escape from Tarkov. I have just purchased the Edge of Darkness edition, which is the top edition, which gives you access to alpha and a bit of extra stuff. And I want to talk about, is the Edge of Darkness edition worth it? What exactly you get from it, because I was kind of shocked at what I got for it, or what I actually didn't get in it. So this might help some people who are on the edge, and also cover a little bit about what you don't get in the other editions to try and see, so people can weigh up, is it worth it or not. It's currently, as I'm making this, the 28th of March. By the time you watch this, or by the time it's on YouTube, probably the 29th of March. I have actual gameplay videos coming up, which I hope to have out there by about the 30th of March. Anyway, this is just to get a quick look of what exactly do you get for your money. So, here we are. Now, if you have been watching YouTube videos, you've seen people with SVDs, VSS, shotguns, full body armor, all that sort of jazz, and you've seen it there, and I thought, oh, you must get that in your Edge of Darkness account. No. They have apparently special YouTuber accounts, and that's where they get all that stuff from. In the actual Edge of Darkness, you don't get anything better than a pistol, and you get no armor. So what do you get? Alright, well, you get this really big stash, and it's big. There's a lot of space in your stash. Also, while we're talking about stash, you can take a backpack and fill it full of stuff, and just put one in anyway. Put it back, and it will store it in there. So you can use backpacks for storage if you're worried about the backpack taking up too much room in your inventory. So you might be able to get away with a smaller inventory. I haven't actually had to do that yet. Anyway, so there's that. So what do you get? Okay, well, you get these pistols. You get a bunch of clips. I think 3 rows of clips. You get a row of ammo. By the time you fill up all the clips, your ammo's gone. You get this chest rig backpack. Basically, everything you see on screen here you get, except you don't get these Saliwa here. I've got those. These red ones, I've got those. They're the best meds, I think. I've managed to scrounge those. You get 300,000 in rubles. I've got a bit extra now because I've managed to make a profit. You get these meds, which are kind of okay meds, not as good as Saliwa, but they're pretty good. You get these splints, and you get these bandages, which aren't the best bandages. The better bandages are these army bandages here, but get those, you get these bandages. You get the food and water, which I think is going to become important when the game goes, open world. But at the moment, you don't really need them. That's all you get. Everything you see from basically here down is stuff I've pulled out of the game. So I'll talk a bit more about that gear later. What else do we get for Edge of Darkness? Well, you get the season pass to all future DLC. So if the game is wildly successful and there's a lot of DLC, it's probably going to be worth it. If the game isn't wildly successful and don't have any or much DLC, might not be that big a deal. But that's the risk you take when you go into something that's alpha. So you do get that. So you get the bigger storage area. You get some gear, but not the kind of gear that I was thinking I was going to get. You do get storage, you get the money as well, and you get the season pass. What else do you get? You get this unique Tomahawk, which only Edge of Darkness people get. As far as I can tell, it has the same reach and does the same damage and works at the same speed as the knife and bayonet do, which are also in the game, which I think if you've got a lower package, you get a knife or a bayonet. With this Tomahawk, though, you can never lose it, so if you die, you still don't lose it. And I'm pretty sure with your knife and bayonet you wouldn't lose them either, because they can't have you going out there with fists, surely. But the bottom of this Tomahawk has like has a crowbar fitting on the bottom of it, and I believe in future there's going to be some doors which you can kind of only open with a crowbar, so that will be an advantage of having this. That said, if you kill an Edge of Darkness player, you can take their Tomahawk. It just means that you have it, plus they still have it when they die. They get theirs back, but you will still keep it. You can't sell them, though, but you could use it if you wanted to use it. This is a big deal. This is your gamma container. Now, I believe it's different depending on the packages. So this one says unique gamma container. Now, unique could mean it's yellow and everyone else's is blue, or unique could mean that it's bigger, which is what I think it is. So it's 9 squares. Apparently the next edition down only has 6 squares. That's the rumor I'm reading on the forums, whether they're right or not. And then we don't know whether, at this stage we don't know because no one's playing those editions yet, but whether, like if you get the bottom edition, whether you only get 4 squares or whether you don't get a container at all. We don't know. Can you buy a container? Can you get one? Don't know. Haven't seen one in game anywhere. Nobody seems to sell them. So it could be a really big deal, or it could be not that big a deal if you can get them in game. But if you can't get them in game, I would say if you lose all your ammo and weapons and you don't have one of these, you're kind of stuffed. Because, will we get into that? Yeah, well basically, that's what you get. Everything I've said so far is what you get. So if that's all you want to know, you can go now. See you later. I might talk a little bit about what's in this. The thing with this gamma container is what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just running in with a hatchet. I'm going up to the first case I can see, and you'll see some of this in my gameplay tomorrow. I open up the case, I ram all these attachments in here, and even if I die, it doesn't matter because I get to keep whatever is in this case when you die. If you don't have this case, it's going to be really hard to get out. In 80 games that I've played, this is all the guns I've been able to get out of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guns I've got out of the game in 80 games. So getting out alive with a gun is really hard because it means you have to go up to a dead body, and there's almost always players or AI hanging around near dead bodies. And you've got a Tomahawk and they've got guns and sometimes they've got armor, and it's hard. So yeah, having the bigger gamma container I think is a big deal. And if you can't get them any other way but then other than purchasing of darts, it could be a really big deal. So yeah, because it means that these attachments are quite expensive and you can sell them for pretty good money. Like I think this one here is worth about 10 grand. This one here is worth about 15 grand or something, I think. And like you can buy an AK for about 25 grand. So you can see like a couple of these attachments could buy a gun. Some of them aren't that much. Some of them are only worth $1 grand or $2 grand. But it adds up pretty quickly if you can get 9 squares worth every time you run in. Now, is it terrible running around with an axe when everyone's got guns and armor? It's actually fun. It is fun. I do enjoy it. And there's a lot of different attachments to collect and all that, and that's fun. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff you can get. It is good fun, and if you do make it out with a gun, it's a real buzz. I've only been in once in PvP with a pistol, and I died in about 5 seconds. I saw a guy running past. It was just as after I spawned, and I fired 3 shots at him. I'm pretty sure I hit him with at least 2 of them. He ran around the corner. I heard him stop, which meant he's coming back. I went back behind the corner and realised I was in a dead end. And he came running up to me. I could hear him coming running. I thought, oh no. And I did notice that he had armour after I started shooting at him. And he came around the corner. I put one into his chest and he put one into me and I died. And I'm pretty sure I did no damage to him because he just had armour and my pistol didn't do anything. So that's how I lost my pistol the first time with a pistol. That was after I played about 10 games. And I realised that, you know what? I'm going to lose all my stuff really quick. So what I want to do is build up a bit of a stash of stuff before I started doing that, like get some reasonable gear, so I'm not having to constantly sell everything. And I'm pretty much got that now. I've got enough stuff I can go in, although I really would like some chest armor, which I haven't been able to get any out yet. I'll cover some of that stuff when I do like a little tips and tricks things for people starting out. I might do a little tips and tricks video. Anyway, yeah, so if you're thinking of getting this game, you will be using your axe or knife quite a lot unless you're a really good player. Like a lot of players I watch on YouTube, they're really good players. I'm an average player. Normally in first-person shooters, I end up with a 1-to-1 kill-death ratio. If you're like that, think of it this way. Let's say you go on a map like Factory and there's 5 AI and then there's 5 players. If you normally get a 1-to-1 kill-death ratio, the chance of you making it out of there alive is very slim. So if you decide you end up encountering all of the other PvP players, that means you have a 20% chance of getting out of there alive. That's not to mention the AI who can easily one-shot kill you. They're pretty good, the AI. So the game is hard. And for the majority of average and below players like me, you're probably going to have, once you actually start going weapons and stuff, you're probably going to find that you lose all your weapons 4 out of 5 games. So it's a tough game, that's for sure, but it's still fun. It is fun going with an axe, and if you manage to come out with something good, it's a good feeling. And it is scary. It's a really scary game because you even when you don't have anything to lose, like you're just trying to get your container, just trying to get out with something, and then you find a gun, you get the gun and go sprint for the exit, and then someone shoots you on your way. Yeah. Anyway, it's good. Or you might be, for example, you've got something good and you're bleeding out, you know, or you kill someone and you think, oh, this person's fully armored, and then you bleed out before you can get it. Yeah, so it's exciting. Anyway, I do like the game. I have got gameplay videos coming up. I hope this is enough to give you a bit of an idea of what you get for your money, so you can make a decision on how you want to go. Have fun. But wait, there's more. Because I'm an idiot, I forgot to tell you one other thing that you do get with the Edge of Darkness pack, and that is you get good standing with all of the traders. There are 4 traders currently, like this chappie here. He sells guns and stuff. One of them sells medical supplies. They sell different stuff. Now, if you don't have good standing with them, I believe that they won't have much for sale. And when you have good standing, pretty much everything they have becomes for sale. I don't know how hard it's going to be, or no one really knows yet how hard it's going to be to get good standing with these people, and how much work you're going to have to do that. So, having good standing already from the start, is it a big deal or not? I don't know. Obviously, everyone will be able to reach the level of good standing, but how hard it is to do, I don't know. The other thing I might just show you here quickly is how much guns are. This is 26 grand, 23 grand, M1A1 here for 70 grand. A little submachine gun here for 29. This is all without ammo or attachments, of course. 30 grand for the Saiga and 24 grand for that shoddy. So you can see the 300,000 you start with. It's good, but you know, won't last you that long. Even just this clip here for an AK, looks like a clip for an AK is nearly 2,000 rubles. So yeah, and like some of the big backpacks and armor is super expensive. Anyway, that's it. Enjoy.